You're gonna eat right now, okay? Hey, calm down.
What's that on that beat? Oh.
So this is my first cooking video. I have posted a lot of like reels on Instagram and stuff of me just like quickly making something, but this is definitely my first like in-depth video of like an actual recipe. So bear with me. This one is probably going to be a little choppy, a little all over the place. I'm probably going to talk too much, and just let me get my feet wet, and then I promise that I will be more consistent, and definitely things will just flow better. Today we are going to make some simple fried chicken. I know there are thousands of ways to make fried chicken. Trust me, I understand. Some people use mustard. Some people use cornstarch instead of flour. Some people use a mixture of both. Like, some people put hot sauce and like drown their chicken in hot sauce before they fry it, and then like, you know, it's a lot of ways to make fried chicken. This is how I'm making it today. I don't even make my fried chicken the same every single time. So I've researched it enough to know the different ways. I know there's buttermilk. I know there's so many different ways. But again, this is how I'm making it today based off of the ingredients that I already have in my pantry. I'm going to make it easy on myself because I have 2 sick babies today. And I just want to make sure that I feed my husband well after being at work all day. I get some good tasting food. And then, you know what I mean? Like, no fuss. Let me just fry this chicken up real quick. I am not a chef. I did not go to school for this. I don't even know like proper terminology and stuff like that. Like, I'm an at-home cook. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I like to get meals out on the table fast. Not too fast. I don't cut that many corners, but I do cut a few corners. If you're somebody who's just trying to like, you got the basics down, but you just want to like learn new ways to make dishes or find new dishes or get like, I don't know, I guess just better quality food out. That's always been my thing, is that like, I always kind of knew how to cook. Like since like I was in high school, I could fry me a mean little pork chop, you know what I'm saying? I used to cook for myself a lot. So I always had the basics down, but then now that I've gotten older and I have a family and a husband to feed, I basically study a lot of other cooks, if that makes sense. Like, I go on YouTube, just like how you're on YouTube right now watching somebody cook. That's what I do pretty much all day. I watch the Food Network channel, and I have for years and years and years and years. So I'm not going to say I know how to make everything. I'm not going to say everything I make comes out perfect, but I haven't had too many complaints. I feel like my cooking is pretty good. My husband feels like it's pretty good. He's the one who's pushing me to actually do these videos. So I already do like vlogging videos and stuff like that, which I need to be a lot more consistent, and I definitely plan on it. Especially if I start getting really good feedback, I will continue with these cooking videos, and I'm probably just going to put them out anyways, you know? Who knows? So hopefully you enjoy watching me cook for my family. Please don't judge me. I'm not a chef. I just like to make really good tasting food. And don't worry, I'm not going to give you a long, drawn-out intro like this on every cooking video. I'm going to get straight to the point because those are the type of videos I like. I just want to try to get to know me a little bit because I'm not going to show my face that often. It will require a little too much effort for me to get, like, ready. I mean, I don't have any, like, eyelashes or anything like that on today, but, like, most times I got my eyebrows done and my eyelashes popping, and, like, you know, I didn't have time today. I just wanted you guys to know who I am. and to get familiar with the brand TCK. I have tons of videos coming. I have a few vlogs that you guys can go check out to get to know a little bit about me and my family. But that's pretty much it. For today, these are the seasonings I'm going to be using. I have pink Himalayan salt. Feel free to use regular, kosher, whatever type of salt you have. Garlic powder, white pepper. You can use regular schmegler pepper. Paprika, ranch seasoning. They have the Hidden Valley brand that actually tastes better, but this is like $3 compared to $7. That is Tony Chachere's. I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, oh well. Onion powder and parsley. And parsley, honestly, I just added in at the end. I don't really need it. But yeah, here you go. These are the seasonings. Go ahead and screenshot if you need to. And so I don't normally measure my seasoning unless it's something that I know that can be super salty. For the most part, I kind of eyeball it. So like for my ranch seasoning, there's not very much salt in here. So I'm just gonna add it in here. Okay, good. Yeah, this doesn't come out that easy, but I'm gonna say I probably use, oh Lord. I told you I wasn't a professional, right? I'm gonna say I use about a tablespoon, maybe. Yeah, just enough to like make sure I could taste it, cause like, what's the point of putting it in there if I'm not gonna taste it, right? Okay, yeah, that's about a tablespoon's worth or so. And then the paprika, of course, doesn't really have a well, you know what? I disagree. When people say that paprika doesn't have a taste, it definitely does. Because when I forget the paprika, I taste it and I see it. I think it just adds a smidge of a depth to flavor. And you want to just add enough to know that it's gonna coat the chicken and it should turn the chicken slightly red. Again, it doesn't have that much of a taste, but it does have a little bit of a taste. And then white pepper. This actually, in my opinion, is a little bit stronger than black pepper. I guess because it's kind of like a lot more ground. So I don't use much. I probably use like that. Like, what's that? Like 3 little dashes? Barely any, okay? This also has pepper in it, so that's kind of why I don't go too crazy with the white pepper. This has like a little, this definitely has pepper. This one I try to measure if the measuring spoon is handy. If not, I eyeball it and I put about a tablespoon, probably a little more. Because sometimes like I always feel like I'm doing too much salt, and then when I taste my food, it doesn't have enough salt, so. Garlic, I'm not gonna measure because I know that I just need enough to coat the chicken, and I don't have much left in here, so I'm gonna just kill it. These don't have salt, so you can really add a lot. Like, don't say you can add as much as you want because then like it'll be way too garlicky. But like, add a lot. Like, if you like a lot of garlic taste, go ahead and add it. But for the most part, just add enough to like coat all of your chicken. You know, depending on how many pieces you're using. So I do Himalayan salt because it's better for you. I think that I'm still working with it. Like, I've used it before, but then I switched back to kosher, and then like, you know, so I can't say whether it is more salty or less salty than regular. Right now, I think it's a smidge saltier because it's more like, I don't know. I think it's a little saltier than regular salt, I feel. So with this, maybe I will go ahead and measure it. I'm gonna do a tablespoon because once I make my little mixture for that does look like a lot, and you do not have to use this much salt, okay? I just know that the way I'm making it today, a lot of the seasoning is gonna get washed off, and you'll see what I mean in a second. I believe that was everything except for this parsley, which I feel is kind of unnecessary because like I'm not doing it for the taste. Dried parsley does have a smidge of a taste as well. It tastes like parsley. It just tastes like really, really mild. Like you could barely taste it, but it does. Like if you put this on your tongue right now, you would taste it. So when people say that it doesn't taste like anything, it's just for color, that's not actually true. Like it does have a little bit of a taste, a little bit, but it's not like, it's okay on chicken, you know. Yeah, so there we are. I think that was everything. I sure as hell hope it was. Then we're just gonna stir it all up. And I remember like when I first started really like cooking and trying to take cooking serious, I always wondered why people who were cooking would mix their seasoning up in a bowl first. For one, it's just easier to make sure that you're using the right amounts, and then when you combine it, everything is like properly seasoned the exact same way, so you don't have like one little spot of powder on one little, you know, on one piece of chicken, powder, pepper, and then like that piece is all of a sudden super like spicy because of the pepper. Like, you know, you just get it all evenly combined, and then it's just easier. Then once you got your chicken, you could just spread it, you know, it's just easier. Like, you don't have to do it this way, but so here's my chicken. It is cleaned. I washed my hands and everything, even though I'm about to touch it right back again. I'm not gonna show a lot of that, like cleaning my chicken and stuff like that, because I think it's tedious and I do it every single time I make meat, any type of protein or anything like that. But just to tell you how I clean my chicken is I use vinegar, lemon, and baking powder. Not powder, baking soda, right? Hold on. Baking soda. I use baking soda. And just a little tip, when I use baking soda, it actually tenderizes the meat. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? It does tenderize the meat. It just makes the meat more like tender and able to, like, you know, anyways. So yeah, I clean it with vinegar, baking soda, and lemon. Today I did not have any vinegar, so please pray for me, y'all. Normally this is how I clean my chicken. I put water, vinegar, and baking soda, and I let it sit, and it foams up like this, and it lifts all of the nasties. And I don't let it sit like this too long, because I don't want it to get like chewy, because again, it does tenderize the chicken. But I need my chicken clean, okay? I am very weird about chicken because I do think that chicken has been tasting very strange ever since the pandemic. I'm not a conspiracy theorist like that, but something's going on with these chickens, and it almost makes me not want to eat it. So when I don't have vinegar to clean my chicken, I don't like it. I just used a ton of lemons and baking soda in hot water and let it sit for like 30 minutes, scrubbed it, everything, rinsed it a few times, and then here we are. So this is my first time making chicken without cleaning it with vinegar in a while. So yeah, normally I would dry it. I am gonna get rid of some of that excess water that just came down from the chicken. Normally I will probably dry it before I season it, especially if I'm using an air fryer or anything like that. But the way I'm doing it today, it doesn't have to be completely dry, but I am gonna get some of that excess water out of there because, like, I don't want it in there, you know? Let's get started with seasoning. So this looks like a lot, and it is, but I'm gonna explain to you why I use so much seasoning. And if you don't want to use it this way, and you'll see what I mean. Like, okay, I'm gonna hold a little bit of that off because that's a lot of seasoning. If you don't, and again, if I'm cooking for my family and my hands is clean, and I'm very like I wash my hands 3,000 times a day. So, but if you're cooking for somebody else or whatever, do what you need to do. If you need to wear gloves, want to use a spoon, whatever. I'm cooking for my family, okay? And sometimes I gotta stick my fingers down my kid's mouth every day, and my husband's mouth. Anyway, what I'm saying is, they be alright. But yeah, so like once you combine it and everything, it actually looks really good. You'll see it's not gonna look as like seasoned as it did. I mean, it's gonna look seasoned, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't gonna look like that. And I might actually go ahead and use the rest of that seasoning. See, I was right the first time, you know what I'm saying? So that looks great, right? Looks super seasoned. I'm gonna use the rest because you'll see in a second. As I was saying though, I got sidetracked because I be talking too much. If you're ever going to, if you're gonna make this a different way, and I'm gonna explain what I mean in a different way. If you're gonna just do this, put seasoned flour or flour, whatever, and then just fry it, you can definitely do that. You can stop right here. You don't have to use as much seasoning. That's when you can season to taste. But if you're gonna do it the regular schmegular, quick and easy, just put flour on this, throw it in the frying pan, perfect. You're good to go. You can put hot wing sauce on it, sweet chili sauce on it, whatever you want on it, it's gonna be really good. Today we're just doing regular schmegular fried chicken, so I need it to be really seasoned, and I need it to have a lot of flavor because I'm not gonna put a sauce on this one today. So I am gonna use the rest of the season. It's giving me anxiety because this looks so seasoned already, but I have trial and error, y'all, trial and error. I don't like that, it looks like a little piece of bone, and it is. I have done this multiple times this way. Didn't put more seasoning like I thought I should, and then it came out a little more bland than I liked, and then I ended up having to season it a little after the chicken was done. And I don't really like doing that, you know what I'm saying? It be making me feel away. So I'm gonna just do, even though again, anxiety, because I don't want my food to be saucy. Trust me, I've done it before. I've done it before, and I regret it not putting that little extra salt because a lot of it is about to get washed away in this little quote unquote batter we're about to use, okay? And if you want to omit some of the seasonings like that, that Tony Chachere's can be a little bit spicy. I didn't use enough in here to make it really spicy, but like if you like it spicy, add more of that. If you want to stay away from the spice at all because your kids or you or anyone is just like, ew, I don't do spice, don't use that. Instead of using the Tony Chachere's, you can use Lawry's. You can use like an all-purpose seasoning. You can use the Sazon, which honestly I love using Sazon when I fry chicken, but I ain't have it today. You know what I'm saying? Again, you can make fried chicken 3 million ways. You can make it with 3 million different seasonings. It's just what you got. Don't like go out to the store every time you want to make some food or try a new recipe. Use what you got, man. Make it work. Learn your seasonings. Like that's what I have to do. All right. So let me show y'all. I'm gonna have to clean up in here because like I'm getting this everywhere. But anyways, so y'all see it now. That's super seasoning. If I put flour on that and then fried it, it would be a smidge too salty, I think. Don't worry. Do not worry. But okay, I had to make sure I was recording because y'all know I'm new to this, man. I didn't even check to see if it was recording. What if I was doing all of this and then I wasn't recording? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Okay. And I feel really anxious right now because I know one of my kids is about to wake up, so I'm trying to hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's think. Club soda. This is what I meant by we're gonna make like a little bit of a batter. So I did find this on YouTube. A few different people actually. I know there's this one man, and once I figure out who he is, I'm gonna probably tag him or something like that. Forget his name. You know, I'm not even gonna try it. I'm not even gonna try to say what his name was. I just know that he did like a Korean fried chicken recipe and he used club soda. He did it a little different. And then there's another Island Vibe cooking, which I love her. I watch her all the time. She used club soda a few times before. I think she did something very similar to what I'm doing with how easy she's gonna do it, because like the other guy, God, I want to say what I think his name is, but I don't think that's his name. The other guy like made like a whole different separate mixture and like a separate bowl and everything, and then like dipped the chicken in it and then back into the flour and then fried it. I'm not doing that. I don't got time for that, and I don't really want to do all them dishes, honestly. So, all this. You know what's funny? Oh, Lord. It did it again. Those bubbles is what's gonna make this chicken super crispy. That's crazy because this shit, sorry, y'all know I'm not supposed to curse. This happened to me the last like 3 times I fried some damn chicken, and I could just wipe it up because it's just water. But those bubbles and that fizziness is what's gonna get you some super crispy chicken without like all of the extra calories and just stuff from like the cornstarch and stuff like that. Like we're still gonna use a little, but you don't have to use as much cornstarch. Wow, y'all, that is ridiculous. But see how fizzy it is? That's what we want, right? So I'm gonna going to get a lot more prepared. These videos are going to go a lot smoother than they are today. This was very last minute. I didn't actually think I was going to be recording this, honestly. I think I said I was going to do a video tomorrow, not today. So I'm not adding any seasoning to this flour because look how seasoned that chicken is. I'm like, if I added seasoning to this flour, baby, it'd be too much salt. It'd just be too much. So, and don't worry, it's all gonna be combined. So like what I gotta add that for, but I'm gonna show y'all in a second what comes next, okay? And this is just to omit having to use all of them extra bowls and stuff. So here, there's that. Then honestly, I don't know how much I add of anything. Just know that this is enough to coat the chicken and create like a smidge of a batter, quote unquote, right? So we're just gonna add a little. See, it's still at the line. It's like right here. I didn't even add that much. It's just to like wetten it up. I wish I had some gloves because I don't want this all up under my nails, but I don't. I used my gloves yesterday. Damn, Daniel. Well, guess I gotta go in. Oh, I hate doing stuff like this. Oh, the anxiety. So I'm gonna add a little bit because I don't want, if you don't add enough, the seasoning can actually come off of the chicken completely, like the flour and everything. So you really just want like a batter. If it's too dry, it'll just completely rub off of the chicken. You don't want that. You want it to be almost like a pancake batter on the chicken, right? So if you're doing this and it is like sticking to your hands and coming off of the chicken, it's not wet enough. That is not what he said. Anyways, y'all. There we go. It feels disgusting. It smells good already though. It smells super, super, super seasoned, right? And then I am actually gonna let this sit for a while because I am not about to fry it yet. There's that. It looks super seasoned, right? You see how it has like that little like pancake battery coating. We're gonna dip this one more time in flour. It's a little piece of bone again. What's going on, chicken? All right, so I'm gonna let this sit. This whole time that I'm cooking, I'm just thinking like, wow, what is my style of like cooking on YouTube and stuff gonna be like? Am I gonna be one of those cooks who just show the ingredients, show how to do it, and do like a voiceover? Am I gonna switch in between, like talking during or just doing a voiceover? Like, how am I gonna do it? I'm a very busy mom, and what that means is that I'm gonna have to like clean this with some cleaning stuff. But what that means is that it just all depends. It all depends on my day. Like right now, I have a lot of anxiety because my kids are sleeping. And I know that, and they did. Somebody's gonna wake up sometime soon. I ended up getting so overwhelmed that when it was time to actually, I guess, coat the chicken in flour, I was not in the mood anymore. So I'm having to voice over now. So sorry about the mix-up, you guys. So basically, I'm putting the seasoned chicken into this plain flour. Nothing else in it, just regular old flour and a little bit of cornstarch, actually, to help with the crisp. I know that some people actually like to crack an egg in the battered chicken so that it gets like a lot more crispy, but trust me, you guys, this was super, super, super crispy and I did not need the egg. I have done it with an egg before, and yeah, it was definitely crispy. It probably was a little, like the coating was probably a little more, I guess, like thick in a way, because this was like a thin coating, but it was super crispy. My husband was like, dang, it's crispy. So anyways, yeah, so normally I would just use my hands, but I really didn't want the stuff underneath my nails because I didn't have any more gloves or anything. So I was trying to do it like the cute little way, but this really took forever. And yeah, I would suggest using gloves. So I'm putting a wooden skewer into the hot grease. Once it starts to bubble around the skewer, it's hot and it's ready to go. I normally do fry like chicken wings, chicken legs too, for about 14 minutes. Sometimes if I like overcrowd the pan a little bit or it's really big pieces, I might let it go like maybe 15 minutes depending. And then it also matters like how hot your stove is too. So you may not need to leave it for 16 if your stove is really hot, but don't put it on such high heat because then it'll cook on the outside and not on the inside. So right here, the timer is going off and it's been about 14 minutes now. There is a really big piece that I want to cook a little bit longer, so I'm gonna leave that one in there. But look at this, perfect. Look how pretty, girl. Like, come on, so pretty, so like just a perfect color, perfect texture, everything. These came out perfect, and every single batch came out perfect, if I'm being honest. So oh Lord, she might have a fit with stuff.
There you back. You'll take a shower.
And of course, I can never just do anything straight. I always have to kind of tend to my kids in a way. So she was down here making this mess that you see, but I had to entertain her somehow while I was cooking. Okay, Google. Stop timer. Another perfect batch. Y'all can hear the crunch factor. There's the chicken. Y'all, this was so good. It was so crispy, so tender, just perfect. Definitely give this recipe a try and stay tuned for the rest of my recipe videos along with vlogs that you can already go check out on my page. I appreciate y'all watching. Just make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe because I have a lot of content coming. Oh, and do follow me on Instagram at TCK. Thanks, y'all.